Before we jump in, I do earn a referral fee when you use the services and companies I demonstrate in the video, but there is no additional cost to you. I chose them because they're the best in the industry and you're safe with them. Self-publishing can involve more than just writing and marketing. If your books generate enough revenue and become more of a business, you may want to consider how a corporation or LLC may benefit you. Making a living as an author can feel like running a small business, even if you're the only employee. So it makes sense that a lot of authors at least think about turning their writing business into an LLC. But while it's the right call in some cases, there are also plenty of situations where it's not. We'll take a look at some pros and cons, examine how authors can form an LLC, and then discuss the tax implications of being an author with an LLC. Before continuing the video, let's introduce you to BZ. BZ is a professional formation service company to file your LLC. It's an amazing company that will guide you through creating your LLC. They even have a service where they will file your LLC for you without you going through any hassle. The full review of BZ is also given in the description box down below. Let's discuss the pros and cons of LLCs for authors. The biggest advantage is in branding. As an example, some self-published authors will feel more comfortable operating in the name of an LLC rather than under their own name. Being an LLC instead of a sole proprietor can add a more professional sheen to your interactions. For instance, if you're emailing a client, maybe you'd prefer to introduce yourself by saying, "I'm with the Right Stuff LLC," rather than, "My name is Susan, and I'm a freelance writer." Forming an LLC can suggest that you take yourself and your work a little more seriously. Of course, plenty of authors without LLCs also take themselves seriously as well. But if improving your brand is a priority, an LLC can help. The biggest drawback is that, for a single-member LLC, you're probably going to pay a similar amount of taxes as a sole proprietor. Both single-member LLCs with default tax status and sole proprietors have to pay federal self-employment taxes of 15.3%, and both report income to the IRS using Schedule C. However, it may still be worth talking to a CPA about your LLC taxes. If you have an LLC that's bringing in 6 figures a year, for instance, you might want to look into opting for an LLC with S-Corp tax election status. In fact, talking to a CPA in general isn't a bad idea before deciding on your LLC status. They can go over more about the advantages and drawbacks of every status. Now, you might be thinking what authors would benefit from an LLC? So what kind of authors would most benefit from an LLC? Simply put, you'll benefit if you believe an LLC gives you better liability protections. But you'll still need to maintain a clear sense of separation between yourself and your business. If you're a single-member LLC, it's especially important to keep your finances separate and write an operating agreement. That way, if someone does sue your single-member LLC, you'll have a stronger case to defend yourself in court. If you do decide forming an LLC is the way to go, doing so is relatively simple. Now, let us walk you through how to form an LLC as an author. The exact process for forming an LLC as an author will depend on where you live, but here are 4 basic steps. 1. Name a registered agent. Your registered agent should be around during normal business hours to accept service of process and other critical documents. Business owners can act as their own registered agents, but in many cases, it makes more sense to hire a registered agent service. 2. Name your LLC. You'll want to make sure the name you want isn't already taken in your state. You can typically check by searching a state's business database or something similar. You should also look up state laws to ensure that your preferred name is acceptable. For instance, many states require you to add a business modifier like LLC to the company name. 3. Submit required paperwork to the state. In many states, the relevant paperwork is known as Articles of Organization. You'll typically submit a form to the Secretary of State's office, and you'll almost always have to pay a filing fee as well. 4. Get an EIN. EIN stands for Employer Identification Number. You need this to file federal taxes, and you can obtain an EIN online via the IRS website. When to form an LLC? The timing depends on a few factors. How wealthy are you? How much money do you and your spouse have? Your assets include IRAs, investments, property, and the value of your cars and home. The more money you have personally, the more likely you are to be a target for lawsuits. You can also ask yourself how easy it would be for you to go bankrupt. When an author with no money and no assets gets sued, they may be able to file for bankruptcy and clear the judgment. Even if the plaintiff won the court case, the plaintiff would get nothing because bankruptcy washes the slate clean. The author would lose nothing because they have nothing to lose. If you have a lot to lose and declaring bankruptcy would be painful for you, you may need an LLC. Now, the important question is how authors with LLCs pay taxes. Since most authors with LLCs will form single-member LLCs, they'll pay taxes as pass-through entities. This means it's not the LLC itself that pays the taxes directly. Instead, the income will get reported on the LLC member's personal income tax returns after it passes through the LLC. As mentioned above, you'll owe self-employment taxes too. Now, I'm going to show you how to start an LLC using Busy, and in the description down below you also find a review of their service. They are one of the best entity formation platforms in the market that charges $0 for their service. Now, let me just show you what types of services Busy provides to business owners. After arriving on their website, you will see the list of all the services they provide. Under the Start Your Business section, you will see 4 of their key services, which are form an LLC, C Corporation, S Corporation, and Nonprofit. As you can see, there are 3 different packages: Silver, Gold, and Platinum. And the first thing that's worth mentioning is that the state fee does not change. You can see it's $236 in all the packages. Some of the extra services that are included in this package are preparing and filing the articles of organization, unlimited name searches, free registered agent for 1 year, and unlimited phone and email support. Next, the Gold package, which costs $249. And this is the package I highly recommend, with filing EIN, which is a business tax number, Form 2553. It also comes with operating agreement, business bank account, lifetime company alerts, tax consultation, etc. In the next section, Busy is asking you to provide your LLC name and its designation. After that, they ask you whether you want to get a registered agent through them or not. Getting a registered agent is a legal requirement in order to file an LLC in any state. Busy is providing registered agent service free for 1 year. And after that, it's $119 per year. Busy is asking you whether you want to get an EIN or not. Then if you want to get a free tax strategy or consultation call with them. In the Busy dashboard, if you go to Legal and then Licenses and Permits, they can do this research for you and make sure that you have all the proper licenses and permits. After providing all the information, Busy will be the one handling all the documents and registering your LLC on your behalf, so you won't need to go through any of these hassles. And there you have it. Remember, every great business starts with a great plan, and the effort you put in now will pay off in the long run. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more tips on starting and running a successful business.